There are places the world quietly forgets, places where time slows down and even the wind speaks in whispers. Tucked beside a quiet little village stood one such place, an old garden where no flower had bloomed for as long as anyone could remember. After waiting through countless seasons, the villagers stopped believing that anything beautiful would ever grow there again. But every morning, before the village opened its eyes, a little boy wandered into the silent garden. In his hands was nothing more than a tiny watering can. To everyone else, it looked like an ordinary chore. To him, it was an act of hope, because he believed that even the smallest life deserved someone who refused to give up. While the villagers saw flowers that had withered, what the little boy saw were stories waiting for another chapter. So he knelt beside them and spoke to them lovingly in gentle whispers, as though every flower carried a lonely heart that simply needed someone to believe it could still bloom. Maybe, he whispered, the world simply became too busy to notice you. Maybe everyone believed you had nothing left to give, but I don't. Beneath the silent garden, the thirsty earth welcomed each drop like a long awaited embrace, for it knew that every drop carried something far greater than water. It carried love, it carried faith, and deep beneath the soil, it quietly held them close. The seasons kept turning. Rain sang softly across the leaves. Winter wrapped the garden in cold silence. Spring came and quietly passed. Still, nothing seemed to change. But some of the most beautiful things grow in silence long before our eyes can see them. And every morning, with the same quiet faith, the little boy returned. Then, one peaceful morning, while the world was still wrapped in silence, the earth, having treasured every drop of love it had received, finally answered his patient heart, not with words, not with applause, but in the only language flowers know. Tiny shoots began reaching through the soil, little buds started stretching towards the morning light, and slowly the silence began to bloom. When spring returned, the once forgotten garden had become the most beautiful spectacle in the village. Colors danced where emptiness had once lived. Fragrance drifted through the air where silence had once lingered. The villagers stood without a word, for as they watched the flowers bloom, they were also witnessing what hope looks like when someone refuses to let it die. Some flowers do not bloom because they are dead or forgotten. They bloom later because that is the season they were always meant for. Perhaps our dreams are the same. So, if today nothing seems to be changing, don't mistake silence for failure. Keep showing up, keep choosing kindness, even when no one else understands. Because the greatest miracles rarely arrive with applause. They bloom quietly while we are learning not to give up. And maybe the little boy was never simply watering the flowers. Maybe he was reminding us that hope, when watered with love, patience, and unwavering faith, will always find its way back to life. Thank you for staying with us till the end. If this story resonated with you, we'd love to have you visit us again for more such content. This is Moonlit Reflections Journal.